Hello guys, this is Chandlika. Welcome to Learning Ladder of C language. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss about for loop and the functions of a for loop under various conditions. Here I am written a small example to print and for loop in 3 times in the output screen. Here in the first step I am initializing I with 0, and second I am declaring condition is less than 3, and the third part where I am incrementing this I variable. So let's compile this. Yeah, we are getting for loop in the 3 times in the output screen. In the previous section I am explained about how the for loop is working in the internally. First it's going to be initialized, and then it's going to check the condition. So after checking the condition, if it's true, then it's going to execute this loop block. After executing this block, it's going to increment this I variable, and then once again it's going to check, and then it's going to be executed this block. Until this happens, this condition fails. Now let's see what will the value of an I for each and every iterations. Here I am printing this I value for every one execution of this for loop block, and the same similarly I am printing in this I variable at the last execution of the value when this for loop is condition going to be fails. So let's compile this and we can see in output. Yeah, here we're getting first we are printing the for loop in the output screen, and then in the first iteration I value is 0, and this is going to be incremented, and once again it's going to check, and we are getting for loop in the second time in the output screen. Then now its I value is 1. The third time we are getting for loop in the output screen. Now its value is 2, while in this third time, while this loop is executed in third times, then it's going to execute on fourth time. This I value is being incremented to 3. Now this condition is checked with the 3 is less than 3. Now so this condition is false, so it's not going to execute this block. So it's going to terminate this and come out of this for loop. So the last I incremented value is 3. This 3 will be assigned to the I variable. So this I variable will printed. Now we are printing this I variable out of this for loop. So we are getting 3 in the output screen. Inside this I variable is last incremented value in this for loop is 2. This is why, because while executing the fourth loop, the condition is failed, so it's not going to execute this fourth loop in the this printf statement. Automatically it's going to repeat this printf statement. Directly it's going to print this third printf statement. For this reason we are getting 3 in the output screen at only one time. Now let's see what happens if suppose I am initializing an I variable directly in the for loop. Yeah, so I'm trying to compile this. We are getting an error that this I is not initialized for this printf statement. This is why, because this I is initialized as a local variable for this for loop, so this I can be accessed within this for loop. So we cannot use this I in the outside this for loop. For this reason we are getting an error. If suppose I am not executing this third printf statement, then I am not going to get any error. I am getting an output. So this is why, because always it is preferable to initialize and variable before then for loop. Now we are not going to get any error. Now let's see what happens if suppose I am using the same variable in the outside this for loop and this inside the for loop. Here in the first step I am initializing this I variable with 10, and secondary I am declaring the same variable name I with initializing value 0. I am executing this loop. Let's see and output. Yeah, we are not getting any error. We are getting for loop 3 times, and similarly the values are 0, 1, 2. These values are with respect to this printf statement, and finally we are getting 10 in the output screen. This is why, because I discussed in the global and local variable declaration, the same principle is applicable here. In this, the I variable that we declare inside this for loop is treated it as a local variable, so it is only permitted for this for loop. So as I specified in the previous sections, the local variable has a higher priority. So this I variable will be assigned to this I. So these two i's are going to be referenced to the same address memory location. So while this for loop is executed, uh, come out from this for loop, automatically this I has a permission to access the global variable of I equal to 10. So for this reason, for the third printf statement, we are getting 10 in the output screen. These I, this I and this I not going to have any relationship, because this I is going to store in this, some different address locations. Similarly, this I variable is not going to store in the different memory locations. This overlapping is not going to be happen. Now let's see what happens if suppose I am declaring a semicolon after this completion of the for loop. We are not getting any error, and we are not getting any different output. The same similar output is we are getting in the output command. This is why, because by default the for loop is as in semicolon, so we are not required to specify this semicolon in the explicitly. So whether we are specifying the semicolon or not, automatically the for loop is going to quit once this condition is fails. Now let's see what happens if suppose I am not giving this for braces for the for loop. So here I am going to execute this program. Yeah, we are getting output without an error. Here in the first scenario, this for loop has an effect on this first printf statement itself, not going to have any effect for this second printf statement onwards. The same similar scenario is applicable to this for loop and the if loop, if conditions. So this for loop has a power for this first printf statement only. For this reason, we are getting the for loop as an output three times. We are not getting this 10 in three times, or either this printf statement 10 in the three times. These both I values are initialized with 10. This is why, because this for loop has a permission within this parenthesis itself. So because it is declared as a local variable. Let's see what happens if suppose I'm not initializing the any variable within the for loop. So I'll just compile this. We are not getting any error. We are not getting any print for loop in the output screen. We are getting 10 10 for these two printf statements output. Now let's explain what happened in internally. If suppose we are not declaring any value inside this for loop, automatically it accesses this I variable from the global variable. So this I variable will is initialized with 10. So 10 is less than 3 is applicable in this for loop. So this condition going to be false. So for this reason, we are not getting any output for this printf statement. If suppose I am declaring this and 13, then automatically I am going to get this for loop 3 times in the output screen. So while we are not initializing any variable value, automatically for loop will search for the global variable. So it takes some global variable value. Now let's see what happens if suppose I'm not giving any modulation to this I variable. We are getting for loop is non infinite loop conditions. This is why, because we are not modifying any value to this I, so automatically for every check this condition will be true, because this I is initialized with 10. There is no modulation. So for every iteration, this I value is repeatedly checks with 10 is less than 13. It's going to be true. So for this reason, we are getting infinity times of for loop. Now let's see what happens if suppose I'm not giving any condition, directly I'm specifying it's a false. So now let's see, we are not getting any for loop in the output screen. So if suppose we are not specifying any initializing any variable and modifying that variable, automatically this for loop will work as an if condition statement. If suppose I am declaring true, so automatically I am going to get a for loop infinity times. This is why, because this true is always repeatedly checks that this condition will be true. So for this reason, the printf statement is executing the infinity times, and we are getting for loop in the output screen infinity times. Oh, so these are the various conditions how this for loop is going to be work. If suppose we are not initializing the and we are not modifying the value, so and so on. So this for loop is, it is mandatory that we have to specify the condition. If suppose we are not specifying any condition in the sense, we are getting an infinity times of for loop. This is why, because this condition will be, or by default the for loop condition is true. If we are not specifying any condition in the sense, automatically compiler treat is an true condition, so it's going to execute and for loop infinity times. So these are the variable states and variable conditions that for loop going to be function work. I hope by now you have an idea that how the for loop is going to be executed for various input conditions and for missing the condition statements and so on. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to get alert for the next tutorial.